Welcome to this video tutorial from Simple Solutions. Today let's take a look at one of the many possible actions to improve the performance of a SQL query on our database. We are working on an Oracle 11.2 database. If you are a database administrator, you have no idea what is running on your database. But the application team told you that their queries suddenly started to last longer. Here's how to start your investigation without clues. Fortunately, you have the AWR snapshots where you can get all the necessary clues. Searching for a particular user or groups of users in a certain time frame and certain application modules is as easy as writing the present query. The query output will return the queries that had a bigger fluctuating duration in that time frame. Here you have the parsing schema name, the SQL identifier, the minimum duration, the average duration, and the maximum duration in seconds. Now let's take one of these that appears to have a greater fluctuation and look for all the details of performance over time. In this case we see that our query processes 20,000 rows every time, which at the beginning of the month takes a few seconds with the details of CPU and I/O times with a particular execution plan. Then we see that from the second week of August the Oracle optimizer starts using a new execution plan for the same query. The actual duration increases a little, with more CPU durations. Since August 10 we see that our query has started to use a third access floor in a stable way, but it is evident that the average duration is higher, especially in times of I/O. Why does the Oracle optimizer assign different access plans to the same query? The choices of the optimizer can be determined by many factors: the freshness of the statistics, the number of data in the tables, the workload on the database, and who knows what else. Collecting statistics on a regular basis can help avoid this problem, but it is not a guarantee. Before we think about how to fix this problem that is sure to plague our application team, let's take a look at the details of the three access plans used by this query. The first on the list is the one that is used most recently. Instead of getting lost in studying the access path between tables, indexes, joins and sort, let's get to the point and focus only on the cost of the query, in terms of CPU. Bytes and rows is described here. We immediately see that if we make a comparison of the costs between the three access plans, we have confirmation of the drop in performance found by the previous query in terms of average duration in seconds. Therefore, the lowest cost access plan is, more often than not, the one to be privileged. As I said, an appropriate statistics collection strategy, periodic maintenance of indexes and table fragmentation, helps to keep the performance of application queries stable. But if you are in the conditions described, in which your application team is boiling because it needs to get back the performance of a few days ago, as a tactical solution I would suggest you create a SQL baseline to impose the best access plan, at least until one alternative will not be found. First of all we create a SQL tuning set. We give it a name that represents our query. Then we find the AWR snapshots which contain the best access plan. We select the desired snapshots within the SQL tuning set in this way. Finally we create the baseline using the SQL tuning set. From now on, our query will use the access plan we wanted. Now you can think about the best statistics. How to improve indexes and queries with confidence. Thanks for following this tip from Simple Solutions. See you next video.